Hello friends, and welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be buying and opening an abandoned storage unit. So lately I've been seeing a lot of people do videos where they'll buy and open an eBay mystery box, and I figured it'd be fun to open a different type of mystery box, an abandoned storage unit. Basically what happens with storage units is that if someone abandons one, the storage company auctions off the contents inside, which is basically a glorified way of saying they have other people pay them to clean it out for them. But you do get to keep whatever's in there, including any hidden gems, which you could hang on to, or as some people do, you could resell. And it seems like if you know what you're doing, it can be pretty lucrative. I, of course, however, do not know what I'm doing. But after looking up some local live storage auction listings and binge watching some Storage Wars, I've decided to try my hand at it. So we're gonna go to an auction, try and buy a unit, and see what's inside. Okay, let's go. So to begin our journey buying an abandoned storage unit, we got a U-Haul van. And if we don't need it, well, we got a van anyway.
We got a van.
And headed down to a storage auction that was about 45 minutes away. It seemed perfect. It was in the early afternoon. There were like 22 units available. We were cruising. So it seems like pretty much every single storage unit that we talked to about this doesn't want us to film. So we're gonna film what we can. But if we can't film something, we'll just tell you guys what happened. So we got there and we signed in, and then we like waited around until 2 when the auction was supposed to start. And I'm pretty sure we were the only people there. Okay, so the auction's gonna start in like 15 minutes. We're gonna scarf down our Mickey D's, and then we're gonna go try and buy a storage unit. This is happening. So we walked into the main office like right at 2, and the guy like looked at us almost with a smile on his face and was like, "It's canceled." Okay, so the auction was canceled. My theory as to why they were canceled is that when Tyler signed in, they saw his name, and Tyler's been calling around to different storage units to ask if we could film, and they've all said no.
Yeah.
So the guy saw the name and was like, wait a second, and like canceled the auction right there and
Well, because they said for this company, all of the auctions are
He
canceled.
was like, yeah, all of the auctions are canceled like for the rest of the week.
I did call them specifically.
And then I called a couple of other places that online said that they were having storage auctions the next morning, and they said that they were gonna have them. So we were like, okay, we'll just go tomorrow.
They're abandoned. Don't they want us to buy them?
Yeah, why is this so hard? Okay, good morning. It is day number 2 of having this U-Haul and attempt number 2 at buying a storage unit. For some reason, I'm wearing the same shirt as yesterday. I don't know why I did that, because this isn't necessarily a lucky shirt. I'm nervous because yesterday I felt like way more ready for the auction, and today I'm just like, can I buy a storage unit, please?
You're like, what are you, Oscar the Grouch?
Yes. Now, right off the bat, this one seemed a little bit more legit. There was more of a main office, and there were 5 or 6 people already waiting there by the time we got there. So I was feeling pretty good, because it seemed like this auction was probably going to happen. Okay guys, so we just signed in. There seemed to be some serious bidders here.
Yes.
Like everyone had tool belts, multiple locks on their belt. We've heard a lot of talk about $5,000. We've heard a lot of talk about washing machines. Like people are here to buy. Tyler kept practicing his like bidding call.
I'm gonna woof when I want to bet. I'm gonna go woof.
So when we got there, we thought that there was supposed to be 14 units because that's what it said online. But then I overheard one of the people who worked at the storage place say that there were only 5 units up for auction. So we're gonna have to really try here.
Okay, so this is actually this is
high stakes.
A little bit of a competition.
So once the auction started, everyone who was there got into a pretty small elevator and went up to see the first unit. So basically how this worked is that the auctioneer cut off the lock and then opened up the storage unit, and then everyone filed through with their flashlights and stuff. So once everyone gets to take a look at that unit, the auction starts right away.
3 of 5. 3 of 5.
So the first one was actually kind of interesting. There was a Kermit puppet, I saw a boogie board in the back, a couple of skateboards, and like an army backpack, and it seemed like a few other people were also interested. I was a little hesitant after a couple of bids to keep going though, because I didn't want to be like the newbie who bought the very first unit that we saw. And there was another guy who seemed like he really wanted it. So we let him get it, and he bought it for like 275 bucks. And immediately we were both like, oh, maybe we should have gotten that one. So the second storage unit was just an empty room with a few giant sets of chest of drawers. And as soon as the auctioneer opened up the unit, most people filed by and looked in and immediately started walking to the next unit. In fact, that seems to be kind of like the crowd dynamic at these live storage auctions. Whenever they would look inside the storage unit and not like what was in it, they would just walk away to the next storage unit. Yeah, they wouldn't even wait for the auction.
Signal to the auctioneer, they'd be like, please move on, this sucks.
And if you are someone who like doesn't mind lugging a lot of stuff stuff around, you might hang back and get like a less desirable storage unit for really cheap. And in fact, on the next storage unit, the auctioneer opened it and it was just like a giant pile of clothes and almost no one wanted it. And so one guy hung back and got the whole thing for like $10. So after the second and third boxes were kind of duds, I started getting kind of nervous because there was only 2 left.
Number 2 is a dud, 1 we should have gotten, but we don't want to be suckers, so let's do this.
So the auctioneer opened up the 4th storage unit and immediately I was intrigued. In the unit was basically just like a giant shopping cart full of comic books. There were some other things kind of like strewn about, like a lot of books, some clothes it seemed, maybe a little bit of dirt here or there. So I was interested because I've heard that comic books have some value, especially if they're older or unique or like well preserved, but also comic books and books are easier to carry than something like a giant chest of drawers, especially given that there was a shopping cart right there. We could just load them up and wheel them out. It seemed like some of the other buyers were interested as well. Not everyone, some people walked away, but a few people hung back and kind of like got into the bidding with us. But after a couple of bids, I think they kind of just let us have it because we seemed like we wanted it. So we ended up buying the whole unit for $125.
Okay, so I'm walking up to our storage unit now. I just paid for it. We have one. It's happening. It's all happening.
So after the auction, we took a look at our unit and realized there was a decent amount of trash on the ground.
Oh my god. It's a little crazy in here, but I was really drawn to it because of all of these comic books. Look at how many there are back there.
Hopefully those are collector's edition comic books, because those could be worth a lot of money.
With these abandoned storage units, you have 48 hours from when you buy it to clean it out.
Yeah, we have to clear this thing out. So we're gonna go to Home Depot, get some garbage bags, some gloves, and just go to town. I'm actually really excited to get all of our treasures out of there. I am a little bit less excited about cleaning up the trash that's in there as well, but I know that it'll be worth it in the end.
So something interesting about the way our storage unit was laid out is that once you open the door, whoever's unit it was positioned a book called like The Treasures of the Tomb of King Tut right on top of the shopping cart. It was kind of a warning, like, all ye who enter here, leave my shit alone, which was interesting, but not that terrifying because, you know, it wasn't actually a tomb, or I hope it wasn't at least. But that said, quickly afterwards, we did find a broken mirror on the ground.
There's a broken mirror in here. That's not a good one. But we didn't break it, so no harm, no foul.
And also a mask hanging from a pipe on the ceiling. What's that?
That's a devil thing, isn't it?
With what seemed like a woman's bikini top like hanging off of it.
I don't like that thing. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that we should keep that.
So that was a little weird, but we trudged along. So we started sorting out the things that we should save. There were a decent amount of male clothing items in there. A lot of it was workout gear, but there were a couple of cool items like an intricate denim jacket and a Sixers jersey.
Yeah, I'm from Philadelphia.
That's Ty's favorite team. Oh, I just put my head next to a bunch of hangers.
Trust the process.
I took that as the first good omen of the storage unit. There were also a lot of comics as we had seen before, a lot of books, and also a decent amount of mid-2000s porn.
I mean, I can't show you guys, but there's a lot of porn.
I have a theory. This is like a guy that got married, so he put the storage unit in here and he put all his porn and all his comic books in here. Just be like, that's where it is if I ever get divorced and come back and getting it. Oh, that's Britney Spears. Oh, she's not naked though.
But there was a lot of trash. There were some pretzels and some very old Powerades. Actually, there were a lot of Powerades. It was just everywhere.
I just ran into my first bogey. There's something wet on the ground that I just reached into. It's like, why is there food in here?
Food and Powerade. It's like kind of weird actually. This string is too much for me.
So it took us a couple of hours to clean the whole unit out.
These are trash. This is books, magazines, and comics. This is clothes, and that is Tyler.
And then we took our bags and our shopping cart down to the car. We did, however, leave the devil-looking mask. We told the people in the main office that we couldn't get him down. To be fair, he was wrapped around a pipe that was hanging from the ceiling, so we were like, yeah, we just can't get him.
So now we're gonna go home, unload, clear out the trash, and then we're gonna get the comic books appraised. I think that there are actually some serious treasures in there. I have thoroughly enjoyed this very new experience either way, but it would be cool if we did turn a profit.
I think there's definitely a possibility.
Same. Okay, so we just got home and we are gonna start unpacking everything from the van into our garage. So we've got a couple boxes. We're gonna like start taking out the books and magazines and comic books and categorizing them into different things. So we've got a lot of sorting to do. So we've got this GoPro taped up that will hopefully record us doing all of that.
Yes.
So we'll just fast forward through most of it for you guys.
Yes.
So in the end, Our haul was 1 bag of clothes, a camera tripod, a camera bag, a backpack, a cool jersey, an intricate denim jacket, an Air Jordan hat, a box of old magazines, 2 boxes of books, including a couple of LA Public Library books, 2 boxes of comics, a shopping cart, a folding chair, and 3 bags of garbage. And looks like the Powerade is leaking.
Oh, that's nasty.
But from the trash rises the treasure. I also got all of these free push pins
Oh my God.
from the floor.
You have a ton in there.
Yeah, I can be a tap dancer. Okay, good first day of buying an abandoned storage unit. We bought
Technically,
it-
it's our second day because we didn't have one yesterday.
You're right. Good second day of buying our abandoned storage unit. We do have to get this stuff appraised, but so far I'm pretty pleased. I already felt pretty accomplished from just cleaning out an old storage unit and throwing a lot of stuff away, and the shopping cart seemed like a good find, but the comic books seemed like an obvious lead, so we wanted to go get them appraised. So we have our 2 full boxes of comics. I just wanted to count through them all just to make sure I knew how many we had. This is gonna take a while. Okay, Ty, so how many did yours have?
About 215.
Same, I was 219, so we've got over 430 comics altogether. So we headed to House of Secrets, which is a comic book store, to get our comics appraised and potentially to sell them. Okay, so we're with Paul at House of Secrets in Burbank. Paul, we've got a lot of comics
I
here.
noticed that.
Yeah, we've
2
got
big old tubs.
So we're just wondering what these are worth and if you want any of them. Now, Paul, who is a comic book expert, took one look at our pile and immediately said that he wasn't very hopeful.
Just looking at them, it is mostly 90s stuff, late 90s stuff. There's a few books from this period that do have some value. There's very few, unfortunately. You actually have one right on top here that's like about a $20 book. The mid-90s were kind of the comic book explosion. And as you can see, everybody put them in a bag and board, so all of them are usually in fairly great shape. So you might have a few in here from this time period that are, you know, maybe $5 to $10 books, but you're not gonna find a Spider-Man one or a $10,000 book or anything like that.
A $20 book is pretty good, so we're just gonna have to go through them all.
Unfortunately, that's about the only way you can do it, and then you gotta go through the conditioning of it.
These are the ones that Paul likes, and then these are the ones that Paul doesn't like as much.
Not that they're bad, it's just they don't really have much of a value, to be honest with you.
They could still be good reads, we don't know.
That's what they're there for.
So what affects the value of a comic book the most?
Condition. The big killer for comic books is water damage.
Thinking about all that Powerade.
Yeah, we opened the storage unit and there's a shopping cart full of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a shopping cart shopping?
Like a literal shopping cart.
Shopping cart's probably worth more than the comics.
So from what Paul said, most of our haul he would put in his like dollar book pile, and the Batman ones he would sell for between like 10 and 30 bucks. So if we had a comic book store, we could maybe have made like 300 bucks off of our haul. But given that we were the middlemen in this situation, we sold our comic books for 110 bucks. So if we can scrounge up 15 bucks from something else, then we're breaking even.
You could probably keep the 2 boxes and get $5 a piece for those.
What about the shopping cart?
Oh, well, I think the shopping cart, you got your money back already.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I don't think you want that hand, it's nasty.
I think a big variable that we were learning very quickly is that we didn't have an easy way to sell any of this stuff. Short of opening our own antique store, we would have to clean, prep, list, sell, and ship every individual item on eBay or something. So we decided to donate the clothes, though we kept the Sixers jersey and the denim jacket because they're pretty cool, and we returned the library books. We've got a few different ones, martial arts, Michael Jordan, and then we've got an atlas of holy places and sacred sites.
We also have this thing about reefs.
I just want to find a book drop and deposit it because I don't want to get charged for whatever late fees have incurred.
That's the last one?
I actually feel pretty happy. Yes. Oh, returned them. And then we kept the shopping cart as well as the folding chair and the tripod. So basically, if we say that we paid 15 bucks for a shopping cart, a Sixers jersey, a tripod, a bunch of vintage magazines, and a little bit of porn from the mid-2000s, and a couple other bags and jackets, and this chair, then we broke it even. But it's not just about like getting all of our money's worth. It's also about, you know, having the experience, and we can keep a couple mementos from it. Actually, we looked a little bit into the market price for shopping carts, and they can go for over 100 bucks. So we could definitely sell ours, but I think this could come in handy down the road. All in all, I'm very glad that we did this. It doesn't look like buying abandoned storage units is gonna be that profitable of a venture for us unless we really commit and like open up an antique store or something. I will say though that I got a very good adrenaline rush from the auction, so this does make me want to go and participate in more live auctions. I want to go and bid on stuff, just have some good healthy competition with other buyers, get in there, just get in there. In terms of storage units though, I'm open to getting another one, maybe not in the near future, but like if the time was right. There's just a lot of cleaning involved. And I think in fact that's why people abandon them in the first place, because they're like, I just don't want to have to clean this storage unit. And I also didn't love encountering unknown devil masks, or broken mirrors, or threatening King Tut books. But, you know, the porn was okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked that video, make sure to smash that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to smash that subscribe button. And if you've already smashed that subscribe button, make sure to also smash that little bell icon in the middle to turn on post notifications so you get a notification every time that I post. Here are my social media handles, and make sure to check out my next beat. I do a lot of daily vlogging and Q&As on there. A big shout out to Jacqueline for watching. Thanks for watching, Jacqueline, and I will see you guys next time.